Hey guys, I want to show you Professor Bret Weinstein, his wife Heather Heying. I listen to their Darkhorse podcast on a regular basis. They are awesome liberals, true liberals in the classical definition. I don't agree with them on everything. I definitely disagree with Bret on a decent amount. And this is one time that I vehemently disagree with him. And I want to show you what he stated and see if you guys have an objection to my logic, or see if you guys can defend what he said, because I disagree pretty strongly. And as we begin, please get a dopamine hit, a quick dopamine hit. Turn that like button blue, thumb up this video. Let's see if we can get out of YouTube jail, which absolutely shadow bans this channel. So dopamine hit, button blue, thumb it up. Here's Bret.
He mentions what he calls MAGAstan and WOKIStan. And these are the two fringes in question. And it occurred to me that something I have been saying since the beginning, since before Trump was elected, that the problem with this slogan MAGA is that it is intentionally polarizing, and it's the second A in MAGA that does it. The idea that America should be made great again suggests all sorts of things. It suggests that it has been great. Now, I think it is a country with a tremendous amount of greatness to it, but I don't think it has ever been great for everybody. I don't think it's ever been great for blacks. I don't think it's ever been great for Indians. And until it's great for everybody, it isn't great. It's a prototype of great. So by saying again, it sort of suggests that we had it and somebody screwed it up and now we're looking for villains. But what occurred to me in hearing Eric invoke MAGAstan and WOKIstan was that it is the exact desire to misunderstand the past all the way, to turn your misunderstanding to 11 in one of two directions, that creates these yin-yang fringes, right? So the MAGA folks are trying to get us back to somewhere that we never were, right? And the WOKIstan folks are essentially arguing that this country is bad at its core, that that's what it was founded to do, that there is no possibility of making it great. Therefore, tearing it down is the only reasonable action. And the point is, both of these things are equally crazy, right? The country was never great in the sense of great for all populations. It certainly has marched a long way in that direction. We have made tremendous progress, but we're not there. And it is reasonable to demand that we get there. It is not reasonable to want to go back, and it is not reasonable to tear it down on the basis that it's such an evil place that we will almost inevitably do better if we try again. That's utter nonsense. So recognizing the insanity of these two positions, and therefore the necessity to alleviate their control over the discussion. How do we alleviate their control? By sidelining them at this moment and saying, okay, what's happened has happened. What must happen going forward is the law must be enforced, irrespective of who it is who's breaking it. And, you know, that period of relief makes a great deal of sense.
You see, the problem that I have with Bret is not that we can't quibble over the second to A, but the fact that he is making the equivalency of Wokistan versus MAGAstan. These are not equivalent. MAGA is at least attempting to build something up. And as you build up a country, as you make it better, then you are bettering everybody within the country. As technology progresses, although it does give rise to fantastic amounts of wealth in the case of Jeff Bezos, in the case of Bill Gates, the guys at Google, that still raises the tide, and it raises all ships up on the water. And we are all ships on this great nation. MAGA is attempting to build. MAGA is attempting to raise the tides, whereas WOKIstan is absolutely attempting to tear the country apart, to burn it down. You can see it in the form that they are calling for the re-education of MAGA supporters.
We have, there are millions of Americans, almost all white, almost all Republicans, who somehow need to be deprogrammed. It's as if they're members of a cult, the Trumpist cult, and who have to be deprogrammed. Do you have any idea how we start that process, much less complete it?
That they are publicly attempting to ostracize and not hire anybody who was involved in the Trump administration. This type of vengeance, this type of revenge upon somebody with a different political view than you is antithetical to what our country is based upon and what true liberalism is. And that is the problem. The fact that he is based on one A in an acronym, the second A, taboo. He is making the false equivalency of comparing MAGAstan to WOKIStan and putting them on an equal playing field as being just as deleterious for our nation. And that's something that I will not stand by, Brett. I completely disagree with you, and I find that to be very unhelpful to the conversation.